Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
I'm Tom Mustin with the latest from Denver 7. He thought he was taking a party drug. Minutes later, he was dead, and his sister and friend were violently ill. And with New Year's Eve just around the corner, Denver 7's Jackie Crea has a story that every partygoer or parent will want to hear.
My brother absolutely loved the Marvel characters.
Chloe Price won't tell you her brother was a hero, but he was to her family. A normal 33-year-old guy, Jacob Morton, was trying to find his way, but made a deadly mistake the weekend of December 1st.
And we went to the club. It was very exciting, and we got there about 10:45.
Chloe, her roommate, and brother Jacob went to Beta nightclub in downtown Denver to dance the night away. And with a little help from an illegal drug they say they've taken many times before, MDA, known on the streets as Sally, the parent drug to ecstasy and closely related to Molly.
So the music, the lights in the club, it stimulates you, so you get better and higher at that time. So you're happy, you want to dance.
But all three of them, she says, had bad reactions to the drug. Chloe started throwing up and says she and a roommate were kicked out of the club and both ended up in the hospital, separated from her brother Jacob.
I had taken more than my roommate. I wasn't really understanding what was going on, why my brother ended up having such a severe reaction. I'm here in the hospital.
Mitchell Gomez with Dance Safe, a nonprofit focused on health and safety in the electronic music community, says this happens often.
I think it's important to qualify that the only totally safe choice is to not use substances.
But all over the country, his volunteers set up at different events to test for bad drugs to help keep partiers as safe as possible.
Lethal doses of opiates showing up in non-opiate drugs is happening. It's happening for sure. It's happening quite often.
Chloe believes the drugs they took were laced with something deadly. She never saw her brother alive again.
He actually collapsed, his knees buckled, collapsed, he had a stroke, and then he passed away. His heart basically couldn't take the drugs.
A few weeks later, Beta Nightclub's management announced it would close its doors, saying it was time to reset and reflect. And in a separate statement, Denver 7 says their closure is not related to Jacob Morton's death.
Everybody should test everything they get every time, and this is a really good example of why you should do that. However, the person that did manufacture this did that with malicious intent.
She hopes sharing her brother's story can help save lives.
He had a really bright future ahead of him, but unfortunately, he's gone now, and I just want to kind of prevent this from happening to anybody else.
In Denver, Jackie Crea, Denver 7.
Now, Denver police are still looking into this case. We will not know the official cause of death until the toxicology report is released. If you're interested in learning more about the program we mentioned, you can find the story on the denverchannel.com. Well, it's the most wonderful time of the year, unless you're planning on flying out of DIA tonight. It's expected to be the airport's busiest 24 hours of the holiday season. Several parking lots are packed, and severe storms in other parts of the country aren't exactly helping things move along. On a positive note, passengers we've talked to say airport workers have done wonders in an otherwise stressful situation. So as long as you show up early, you should be okay. Well, another case of a bizarre polio-like illness has been confirmed here in Colorado. That makes 18 cases of acute flaccid myelitis, or AFM. It typically affects children, beginning with flu-like symptoms and eventually leaving them temporarily paralyzed. We should note, most of the kids have since recovered, and the most recent case reported may have actually happened months ago and is only now being confirmed as AFM. Meanwhile, flu cases are spiking here in Colorado. 376 people have been sick enough to go to the hospital this season. Last week, that number was barely over 200. It was 120 the week before. A new report shows there's also been another outbreak in a long-term care facility, the second of the season. Well, there have been several stunning moments in the case of a murdered Woodland Park mother, but few were as unexpected as what happened today. Patrick Frazee emerged from jail to attend a custody hearing. That hearing involved his daughter with Kelsey Barrett, the woman he's accused of killing. For now, their child will be allowed to stay with Barrett's parents. Frazee will be formally arraigned next week. The charges against him suggest investigators believe he may have had some kind of accomplice. Well, heartbreak does not even begin to cover it. A homeless man reached out to Contact 7 looking for help after the contents of his storage locker were sold off. Among the items lost, his wife's ashes. Here's Lance Hernandez with that story.
I'm living out of my car because I'm trying to hang around and try to get this taken care of.
Franklin Champlin dearly wants to carry out his wife's last wish, that her ashes be scattered in the Pacific Ocean.
We were married for 30 years.
Jill Jameson died in February of 2017. She was cremated. Champlin says he kept her remains in a small box in his apartment until he had a heart attack and could no longer work. or pay rent.
And after the heart attack, I had to put everything in storage, and then everything got sold.
After falling behind paying his storage unit fees, Champlin's belongings were auctioned off.
Yeah, I had pictures, I had furniture and stuff, but that's not really important.
He says the important thing is the box of ashes.
I just want to get my wife's ashes back. I already lost her once. I feel like I lost her twice now and didn't get to carry out her last wish.
Colorado law states that the storage firm must send notice about an impending sale to the renter's last known email or mailing address. It doesn't say anything about contents. The manager at StoreQuest says they sent notice to Champlin. He says he didn't receive it.
Well, they didn't have any way to notify me because I didn't have a phone or anything at the time.
The StoreQuest manager says they reached out to the individual who purchased Champlin's belongings, both by phone and email. She said the phone number is no longer in service, and there has been no reply to the email.
Keep me going.
Champlin says Lola, Jill's dog, is all he has left. He says his worst fear
is that her ashes in a landfill somewhere, in a dump.
He's imploring whoever purchased his belongings to contact StoreQuest so he can get the ashes back. Lance Hernandez, Denver 7.
And if you need our help, please don't hesitate to call the number on your screen or send us an email at contact7@thedenverchannel.com. Now, as you check on your forecast for the next 7 days, tomorrow a chilly 23 with flurries possible and a low of 10. The sun comes out for Saturday and Sunday. More chances of snow on Monday with a high of 25. And look at this. Welcome to Colorado, 50 degrees and sunny on Thursday. This has been your Denver 7 on-demand update. Thanks for joining us. Check back here later for another update and download the Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. I'm Tom Mustin. Have a great day.